It's the final GB6 case. Well, you could say that, but there are some sub-varieties we could cover in the future. But this is the epitome of the GB6 line, or the epitome, the zenith, maybe, should I say? Because it's like, you know, when there's a game and then the sequel. Let's say Sonic 2, right? Sonic 2, that pretty much defined what a traditional 2D Sonic game was. Sonic 3 came along and just tweaked it slightly, you know, better graphics, and you know, added a little bit more gameplay. That's kind of like what we got here with the GB600 Game Boy Advance carrying case made by ALS Industries. It does have a different model number, but you can definitely see it as part of the GB6 lineage. These came in a variety of, well, accents. So for a lot of the, let's see, the launch models of the GBA, so we have this light blue, which I only recently realized, which appears on it appears on a lot of Game Boy Advance carrying cases, but I only realized that was meant to pair with the glacier color of the Game Boy Advance. Remember the clear Game Boy Advance? This one, clear blue. And they came out with one with a white trim around the edge and a dark blue, meant, I guess, to pair with, not really, honestly, because there was it's indigo purple, but there is a dark blue, there is a pink. Actually, I don't see the pink very often, so maybe that didn't sell very well. But here we have a light blue, same nylon exterior with that traditional Stuffalon weave and polyurethane foam in between each one, maybe about a pinky's worth, but it's enough, I guess, when you have several layers. So let's again look at the basics here. We got the nylon exterior, we got the side pocket meant for holding your Game Boy, we got the back Velcro pocket, accordion style expansion going on here, more rigid than the original Game Boy. Look at that, we got some stuff in here. What do we got in here? A manual. Is that it? Hey, look, there's something else in there. I have no clue this was in here, honestly. Soccer Mania. Okay. So I guess we'll just put that aside. But yeah, you know, you hold your manuals in there. Maybe you can throw a link cable or something like that. I wouldn't necessarily hold games in there unless you were out of space in the main compartment, which we'll get to in a moment. Just because even though it has this Velcro flap, there is a chance that, I don't know, that could pop open and something could slide. I don't trust it. And then we got this tiny little zipper pocket here, which can hold batteries. It really, I mean, you could throw games in there, Game Boy Advance games, but I think it works better for batteries. I think the Game Boy Advance, just because the carts are so tiny, pretty much any little pocket space you could find in here, it's good for. I will say that we'll get to it in a moment, but let's cover we're still covering the outside. So an improvement they made, like I said, they add little aesthetic improvements with the third game in a series. We've got these trims on the edge there. You know, it's actually a different, feels like a different material than this. I guess it could still be nylon, but it's a much tighter weave. Like, it feels sturdy. It goes on the bottom, and it wraps up around the other side here. So let's get to that side pocket. Kind of spoiled what I said might fit in there, or will I say? But it can fit an analog pocket, kind of. I will say kind of, because look at this. This is fully in there right now, and we've got that edge. I would not recommend this for holding your analog pocket. Totally unrecommended, because look, once I drop that, boom, you know, uh-oh. Gosh, and now you have to wait 2 years or something to get one of these things. So, not recommended for analog pockets. So, unfortunately. But it does kind of fit in there. So what else might fit in there, you might ask? Can an original Game Boy fit in there? Well, if an analog pocket could barely fit, what do you think? No, it doesn't. Look at that. It's just too wide in both directions. Not going to fit your old brick Game Boy. It will fit a pocket, though. Woo! Now I have to fish it out of there a bit. Let me straighten this up because I just wiggled it. It will fit an advance, of course. Woo! It will fit a NTR/Fat DS. Come on, come on. The cord is preventing it from sliding in easily, but we'll get it in there. Woo! But if you're doing that, it barely fits and that corner is exposed. Not a good thing. Will it fit a DSi? DSi will fit nicely. That corner is a little bit recessed, and like the GB600, when they introduced that, they have this really tight weave of the nylon fabric around the edges, much more rigid. So if you did drop it like that, I do think that it would be protected, but I still don't like things sticking out, you know? It's just, there's always a chance. So, you know, maybe if you wanted to, maybe you could wrap it in something and put it out, put that in there, but you know, there's only so much effort you want to to put in to taking out and putting in your system. Here is a DS Lite. So I mean, the DS Lite is slightly, it's just a smidge shorter than the DSi. So it's still got some bit exposed on the edge there, but you know, I just wanted to show you what that looked like. We've got a fat NTR, not NTR, CTR, whatever that is. The original 3DS will fit. And here is a 3DS XL, just to show you, ow, if that fits. And it does not fit. So you can mostly, you can expect that most XL models of systems will not fit in the GB600 case. So let's open up that main compartment, see if there's any differences. Remember, introduced in the GB600 case for the Game Boy Color, we had that hand strap on the side, not removable. That's fine. I think this is good enough, you know, if you want to quickly just hold on to it. It is sewn in. I don't think you're going to really stress it. Like if you load this thing up, I don't think it's going to put enough stress that eventually it'll tear, but you know, that's always a possibility, I guess. Then we have the removable spaghetti strap here that will saw into your shoulder blades slowly. I don't like these, you know. They might provide enough strength, but it's just so thin. You know, I want something with a little pad on it. And then we have this. It's puzzling because this is a GBA branded case, yet the straps there, those elastic bands, are meant to carry Game Boy, traditional Game Boy games. You can put your Game Boy Advance games in here, but they will be, you know, there's still like more room in each one of these bands. Look, I can stick a finger in there. So you have to load them up to keep them still. If you put them this way, you know, that you're not even gonna, you have to like wiggle them, and it's not even gonna, it's not gonna do well. So you could probably fit a lot more in there. You could probably fit, I don't know. Okay, so that video, I don't know what I was doing. I should have just showed you how the Game Boy games stacked up. The back of the packaging basically says, in exchange for a standard size Game Boy game in its clamshell case, you can put 2 GBA games side by side. So that would mean 4 original/GBC games in their cases, and 8 games without. But with GBA games, that would mean that you get 8 games as well. for GBA, because 2 side by side is equivalent to a case. I can already tell you, putting these in here, that it's going to be really difficult to get put in and then to get them out. I mean, it's just, they kind of keep on sliding all over the place. It's kind of an amorphous blob we're dealing with here, not a very rigid structure. So, and then imagine you're kind of like trying to think like, oh, where did I put F1 2002? You have to flip through them all. And then while you're doing that, everything's kind of sliding up and going all over the place. And it's just, it's a cumbersome activity finding that game you want. And we're at 6 right now. It's you know, it's like that commercial for Yoshi's Island, Super Mario World 2. The guy's putting in the donuts, he's putting in the cakes, he's putting in the spaghetti, and then, you know, he tells the waitress, just one more, and he puts it in his mouth and his guts explode all over the place. That's where we're at right now. My goodness. I'm at 8. Oh my god, it's such a difficult problem. Okay, so then, there we go. We got 8 GBA games in there. Now, find Razor. Find Super Mario World in there. Find Tony Hawk 4, you know? And then you slip it out, and then it's not a very easy case to deal with for GBA games, despite its logo on the front. So anyways, let's get back to the regular that's a shame,
programming,
you know. There are other cases that make a little bit of effort by ALS Industries to actually house Game Boy Advance games and hold them in place, but this one does not. I do like that trim though, isn't that nice? Like I said, that's in the color. So in the color of this trim around the edge of the pockets, that trim is. So if you find one that's white, has a white trim, there'll be a white on the bottom and on the sides, dark blue, etc. So anyways, that is the GB600 case, the final GB6 case. But there will be more GB6 cases covered here. They're just kind of variants of this. I'm not gonna, you know, in this series, I released these 4 videos, but you know, for this short little mini series, we're done with the GB6 line. But I will show off some more in the future. They'll just be like, hey, here's a variant, here's one with this character on it or whatever. They don't change much. So anyways, that's the GB600 case, final GB6 case. And yeah, that's cool, right?